Alright guys, welcome back to my part 2 of the video tutorial. And so as you can see, that's how your work is supposed to look. So what do we do in part 2? Let's see. So here we're not going to change any colors and we're not going to do anything magic, but we're going to do the pearl. That's all we're going to do. So let's go ahead and do the pearl, and we're going to start on our first stitch. As I told you, I don't skip stitches and I don't chain. So we do that. That's how you're going to do your pearls. It's like you're repeating what you did at the bottom, what you did down here. So that's what I'm doing right now. So just go ahead, do the pearls all the way to the end. And actually this second part of the slip stitch and pearl, I'm showing it to you how you can use it for just decoration purposes, and that's the reason why I'm showing it to you. Otherwise you don't need to do it if you don't wish to, or if you feel like you're not comfortable with it. So you can just skip this whole part, you don't have to do it, but I'm just doing it for decorative purposes for now. There is no any other reason that I'm doing it. So just go ahead and do the pearl right now. And the reason why I'm doing this pearl is like make sure all the pearls face on one side, because we're going to fold it in a different way. So just make sure either way your pearls are on the same side. That's only the focus you need to do right now. So as you can see, I already made the pearls. As you can see, they look like that. So just go ahead and do until the end of the row, and then on the next round go ahead and do the slip stitch. On the next row you do the slip stitch on the back loop. You slip stitch on the back loop, so you can use this part right here. So slip stitch on the back loop only, and do do the pearl, do slip stitch, do another pearl, and let's see how big it is. So do 3 rows, do the next 3 rows, and then you come back and see what's gonna happen. So we see how big it is, and then we can come back. And the reason why I'm saying that, I do my patterns as I go, so I don't have them in written in stones, or I don't have them written anywhere. So I do my patterns as I go, and I figure them out as I go. So right now we are trying to figure it out together. All right, so let's do 3 rows of slip stitch, and 2 rows of pearls and 1 row of a slip stitch, and see what happens. So then you come back. Alright guys, I'm back, and I did my slip stitch, I purled, slip stitch, and my last one was a pearl. Alright, so these are I did the 3 rows from here up here. So these are 3 rows that I did. I started with the pearl, then a slip stitch, then a pearl. Alright, and this is how my work looks like, and I hope your work looks the same way. So as you can see, we're working our way down, but I want to make this thick so I can have the consistency with the thickness. So because this part is not that thick, I'm going to make a twist to it so I can make it really thick, so it can have a consistency of the thickness with this one. So I'm going to show you one more technique, and maybe after that I would show another stitch. So, and then I think maybe the whole pattern is going now to be a repetition of the other work that we've been doing. All right, so on the next round which is row, this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So on row 15, this is what we're going to do. Row 15, slip stitch in both loops. Okay, that's it. Row 15, you slip stitch in both loops as you usually do. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it, as you can see. And later I'm going to show you why I did that, why I slip stitched in both loops. So go ahead and make sure don't do it too tight, just tight enough. So slip stitch all the way. I hope you guys can see. I guess this color is not that bad, so this is good, and it's not too dark like the others that I've used. So but these other tails are getting on my way. So as you usually do, just go ahead and slip stitch all the way to the end. And I told you the reason why I'm doing that. I want to maintain the consistency of the texture and the thickness of the beanie, because I'm doing this. My nephew lives in New Hampshire, and in New Hampshire it's really cold. So anybody who lives in cold weather areas, you can use this pattern to make your loved one some stuff, or yourself. You can use it to make your stuff. So it's really going to be a very, very thick and heavy duty. So all right, so this is how it's going to look once you get to the end of row. So this is row 15. So row 15, slip stitch below the two loops. All right, so do that all the way to the end, and make sure, as usual, don't skip anything. Don't skip a stitch, don't chain. So no chaining on my work, unless you are comfortable with the chaining, or like you tend to skip stitches at the beginning of your row, then it's okay, you can skip. But once you skip, you're gonna have a lot of space on this side, so that's why I don't like to do that. All right, so just go ahead and do it, and then when you come back, I'll show you what to do next. All right guys, this is now row 15. So as you can see, row 15 up here, look, it's so thick, and it's really, really thick at the top here. So I did this row, and the reason why I did this row, I'm trying to make my this side of the beanie turn down. So that's what I'm trying to do. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to work on this stitch right here, and it's going to be this loop right here, the top one right here, all the way to the top. But when you worked on it like this, it was the outer loop, so this one. But here it's going to be the inner loop, this one, the bottom one right here. So the first loop, the front loop right here. On my return row, it's going to be the front loop of the previous row that I did right here. So this is the front loop. So that's the one I'm going to work on. And when I work on it, I'm going to work on it as a purl. All right, so go ahead and work a purl all the way to the end. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it, a couple of few stitches, so you can go ahead and do it. And as I told you, I don't skip anything, so make sure you don't skip anything, don't chain anything, just keep on doing it. So here I start with my very, very beginning stitch, which is that one, and then I'll yarn under. Oops, all right, yarn under, do the next one, yarn under, and do it all the way to the end. As such. So this will be row 16. So work row 16, and work row 17. Yeah, work row 16 and row 17. Let me see how big it's going to be. Actually work only one row, work only this row, work row 16, and then you come back on row 17. I'm going to show you what to do next. All right, so row 17, I'll show you what to do. Okay, checking back with you guys, almost to the end of the row of row 16. So I came back to check on you to make sure you guys, you don't skip anything and you're doing the finishing of the row right. So just go ahead and finish your rows, make sure you don't skip anything as usual, and make sure you crochet all the stitches. Let me see, right there. And as you can see, don't forget, don't stop right here. Pull out these 2 stitches right here, this one, these vertical ones right here. See, so finish your work right there, right here. You finish your work right there, right there. Okay, these 2 ones, just finish your work right there. So go ahead, and that's why I had to come back to the end of the row, so to make sure you guys, you're not skipping anything. So these 2, just go ahead and do this. As you can see, my salvages, the way they look, you know, they're not too much, like I don't have a lot of work skipped around here, so they are so close together. So that's why I like not to skip anything or to chain anything. All right, so as you can see, that's how my row 16 looks like. All right, and I decided to put a marker on row 15. I forgot to tell you, like, you needed to put a mark on row 15, and the reason why we're putting a mark on row 15, because we're coming back to work on it. So put a marker so you don't lose it. So personally, I don't need to, but just for teaching purposes, this is the right way to do it, so you guys, you can see what I'm doing and you don't forget where you stitched your row 15, because they kind of look a little bit similar at the bottom. Okay, so as you can see, just go ahead, put the marker right there, and then work on row 15, then work on row 16, then on row 17. This is what I want you guys to do. When we fold our work like this, because we're going to fold this work here, and because I wanted it to be so consistent with thickness, I didn't want anything to be so loose and too light. And I want to make really heavy stuff, heavy winter hat. So this is what you need to do. I hope I'm on the right track with you guys. I did. All right, so for this row 17, I'm going to point out some stitches right here. You get this loop, the back loop, right? And then you crochet it with these 2 loops right here. These 2. See these 2 right here? Crochet it with these 2 loops right here. 2 of them together right there. Or you don't have to do 2 of them, you can do only 1. So it's up to you. You can only do 1 right here. You can only do 1. You don't have to do both. So this will be the back loop of row 16 and the front loop of row 11. All right, so row 11 and row 15. Okay, front loop of row 11, back loop of row 15. So join them together. So let's do it. let's do it together so you can see what I'm talking about, like that. So let's start with this one at the beginning. Don't skip anything as usual. So just slip stitch them together, slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch. That row, let me make sure I didn't skip anything, and don't skip anything either. So slip stitch those two together. You can do only one, but I like to do this one. So I'm doing the front loop, of row 11 and 12, as you can see. So that's why there are two of them. So 11 and 12 if you do both, but if you do only one, it's 11 and 15. So now I'm doing front loop of row 11 and 12 and the back loop of 15. So if you do two of them at the front, so you do that. It's gonna take a while to get to the other side, but you know, you gotta be patient if you want your work to look nice. So you gotta just be patient and keep on doing that all the way to the end. And I hope you guys can see. Make sure you guys can see. And on this, make sure your stitches looks kind of neat, because we're not going to work on this side again. So make sure your stitches looks really neat. Not too tight, not too loose, just good enough to make them look neat, as you can see. So don't make them too loose and don't make them too tight, because too tight will shrink your work. So, and don't make them too loose, it is gonna make your finishing work look so ugly. So I'm so much into clean work, so any work that looks bad and very badly undone, I don't like it. So I like very clean, neat and finished work. So as you can see, and I think you guys are following. Okay, so as you can see, that's how my work looks like. So do the same thing all the way to the end, and then when you come back, I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay guys, let's see how you're doing. And I left one stitch at the end so we can see how you guys are doing. I think I didn't do a good job up here. As you can see, it's not really neat, but I hope when I do the next row, it's going to clean all this a little bit of mess up here. So okay, let's see what you guys you doing. The last stitch right here. So make sure you don't skip anything. We're working every little stitch we have right here. See those two, and then pick up this one right here, as you can see. All right, see right there. And then to make it well aligned, pick up another one at the top. See these two here, just pick both of them, so they are kind of two of them at the corner right there. As you can see, so it's a big one to do, you know, because we're closing it down, so we have like a lot of stitches here. So just draw through all of them. Okay, and that's how your work is going to look. And because this is so thick, I want to go ahead and use this side, like I'm going to use this yarn up here. But if you did a lot of stitches, like you did a longer one, I wouldn't encourage you to do what I'm doing right here. I would encourage you to cut this thread and then move and work on this row. But because it's too short, you see the distance is not that long, it's only like maybe 1, so I can just go ahead, instead of not chaining, I will go ahead and chain, because I did a lot of stitches down here. See, I'll go ahead and chain only 1 and make it a little bit tight. See, so all this can stay in together. All right, now you remember the last row, which was row 15, and I told you to put a marker there. So row 15, we're going back to row 15. So row 15 is these two loops right here. See those 2 loops all the way. That's what we're going to work on right now. So work on row 15, but don't slip stitch and don't purl. We're going to extend single crochet, or double single crochet. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so that's where we're going to start right now, but don't skip any stitches as usual, and make sure you start at this corner right here, and pick every little stitch that you can see right there. I think I split my yarn right here. I don't like that. Okay, right there. So go ahead, extend single crochet right there, and these 2, it's going to be a little bit hard, but just be patient. And if it's really hard, just get a smaller hook needle, you just insert it, but don't use it to draw don't yarn over with it. Let me just show you. Okay, I don't have my size 4 needle with me. I don't have my size 4 hook with me, so but I'm going to show you with this one what I mean. So if this is really too tight for you to do with the current needle you have, just go ahead and just pick up stitches as such, and then work with this one. We could work with your current hook like that. If it's too tight, just do that all through until the end of the row. So just do that all the way. So that's what I mean by picking up the stitches with a smaller size hook. All right. So but I'm going to use I didn't do mine too tight, so I should be able to work with mine. So mine should be enough to work with. So if they are too tight, you can pick them up. Then your work shouldn't be, then it means your work is really going to shrink. But just work good enough, but you can use that one to pick up your stitches. So do that all the way to the end. And I'm working on row 15. So you work row 17, 16 and 17, and then you come back to row 15 and you work on top of row 15. On row 15 you pick up the top 2 loops, see right there, like that. And I think as you work on these 2 rows, on these 2 loops, it will pull the stitches at the back. So I don't think this mess is going to be there. I don't think it's going to clean up this mess. So let's see. And as you can see, that's how your work is going to look. So this one is just for decoration purposes. So, and another thing, if you want, you don't need to do with this color. You can do a different color down here, but I prefer to use this color just in case I miss a stitch or I miss something, so it doesn't show up so badly on the other color. so that's why I'm just using this same color. Otherwise you can use a different color if you so wish, but I'm going to change the color next round. So go ahead and extend single crochet or double single crochet all the way to the end as such. And once you get to the end, cut your yarn, cut this color yarn. Actually on the last two loops, change the color as we did previously. Change the color to the other color that I had, or the third color that you have. Just change it to the new color, and then anyway, when we get there I'll show you what to do. Okay, so just go ahead and do this all the way to the end, and then on my last two stitches I'll come back and show you what to do next. Okay, here we are, and this is my last stitch, actually my second last stitch. So as you can see, just do that one, and don't forget, usually as I say, don't forget the last one, these two. See right here, see that area right there, make sure you chain it. Not chain it, crochet it, I'm sorry. Okay, that's the last one. So you see, and I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to cut my 12.5 centimeters. I'm going to cut my 12.5 centimeters and my 5 inches. I'm going to cut that one, and then that's the end of that color for now. So we're going to proceed to the next color, and as usual I tend to leave a little bit of inches at the beginning of my work, so I just go ahead and leave a little bit of it. Oh god, I can figure it out where this yarn starts. Okay. Alright, so let's get started with this color, and I think this will be the last part of this tutorial for now, and I will work on the next tutorial on my next part 3, so I will do it next time. But for now, let me show you my last part of it. So this is it, and as usual, go ahead and secure. Actually, as I said, you turn first, otherwise you're going to do it on the wrong side. So you turn first, and then you go ahead and secure your threads like such. Alright, like that. Alright, so here we go. So this is my last tutorial for this part. So, and I'll look forward to doing the next part next time. So for now, I think I will call it a day. So okay, and as we did it down here on row number 10, we repeat doing the same thing. So whatever you did to row number 10, do it here again. So we go ahead, it wasn't row 10, it was row 11. So do that, secure your yarn ends, secure. But remember, like when we finish, we're going to cut a little bit more, so this one we're going to use it at the end of the work. So you do that, but at the beginning I just secure all this. So just randomly anywhere, just tie them, otherwise, you know, do just draw through the 2 loops. So just randomly, but at the end, you know how we did it last time, do it again. make sure you do every little bit of it. So all right, so go ahead and extend single crochet or double single crochet to the end of round, and then when I come back on the next part, I will show you what to do. And the next time when I come back, I'm going to show you a different stitch. So be prepared and be ready to learn a new stitch. And the new stitch, I call it bokeh stitch, B-O-K-E stitch. So that's the one I'm going to teach you. So until then, for now, I think that will be about the end of the video tutorial. And one thing I would like to mention, if you like my video tutorial, please subscribe, like, share with your friends, and you can follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and on my Ravelry. So all those, they have my name, B-O-K-E crochet, bokeh crochet. So just follow me on that. And my Facebook page, come in there, let's communicate, let's chat, let's talk, ask me questions, you know, show me your work, everything you want to do, everything you need to know about me. Let's carry the conversation on Facebook. And my name on Facebook page is Bokeh Crochet or Bokeh Joanne, but go to Bokeh Crochet page. My crochet page is Bokeh Joanne, Bokeh Crochet. All right, guys, so you know, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around with me up to this time. So I will see you next time, but remember, finish this row, and then next time I'm showing you how to do the next stitch. And I hope you like my tutorial, and thank you for watching me.